Jim Barnett for Warriors.com. Thank you for joining us today, and a rather historic day because we have first-year head coach Mark Jackson in his inaugural practice session. Mark, what was it like for you today?
It was a lot of fun, talking to the guys, spending time with them, instilling our plans offensively and defensively. Great group of guys that you can tell they want to win and they want to be part of a great situation. So it was very exciting for me, a dream fulfilled, but it doesn't stop just today. We want to continue to get better.
Of course. You've waited a long time for this opportunity, and it's now presented itself. How's the adrenaline flowing for you? Do you feel like when you were a first-year player with the New York Knicks?
No, I mean, surprisingly, I'm a guy that's been through a lot, so able to handle it. I don't get too high and don't get too low. What I did before I came onto the floor, went into my office. I called Coach Lou Conasecca, who was my college coach, to tell him thank you. I called Coach Jeff Van Gundy, who was my coach and also my partner on the air, to tell him thank you. And then I called Coach Rick Pitino, who was the best coach I ever played for, just to tell those guys thank you for the impact that they've had on my life and putting me in this position. And then last but not least, called my wife. She encouraged me, and then we had a word of prayer, so I felt more than ready to go out and do the job.
Well, certainly you are ready, and everyone knows that, and that's why you were hired by this ownership group. What did you say to the players, firstly, today, when you first greeted them?
Well, I told them that I had options as far as I had a good job. I picked these guys in the locker room to coach. There's going to be a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, especially in an internet-based society. You can't get caught up in it. I took this job, and I made the promise based on what was in that locker room, and it's going to be about us. And I'm honored and thrilled and privileged to have the opportunity to coach this group.
It's a very young team, and they're hungry. And could you sense that today?
I can sense it, absolutely. Looking at them in the locker room, watching them on the floor, we will be a no-excuse team. And I have a bunch of guys that's more than willing to buy in and excited about what this season, what lies ahead.
I believe this is going to be a rhetorical question because you're such a positive guy, but any pressure at all with a compressed training camp because of the lockout? Do you feel you're behind the eight ball in that way, or are you going to get everything accomplished, particularly at that defensive end?
I can understand the argument that you're behind the eight ball. I can understand the argument that you don't have enough time to put in a system offensively or defensively. I understand that argument, but we will be a no-nonsense team and no excuse that it's a short-handed season, preseason, and we're only having 2 games. That's not going to be our dialogue. The bottom line is find a way to get it done. I could say to them, I don't have any experience. I won't. I'm going to find a way to get it done, and I expect them to do the same thing.
Well, we'll be joining and watching on Warriors.com all week in this training camp session, and you talk about the lack of experience, but you're not afraid to hire assistant coaches who do have experience, and I'm just curious, how much hands-on will you have in training camp? How much will you lay into the assistant coach's hands?
Well, this is my basketball team. It's going to be my head that's going to roll if I don't get it done. That being said, I've hired an incredible staff that I got great confidence in, that I'm going to listen to, and they will have a voice. Nothing but respect and appreciation for them and what they've done, how hard they work, and how much they know. So I'm thrilled to have them, but they will have a voice.
Mark, you talk about respect, and there's a natural respect from NBA players today for people who have played the game, who are then going to coach them. You played 17 years in this league. Can you feel that amongst the players? Do you already feel like, I don't want to say an advantage, but you have their ear and their respect?
No, they're looking at me like, Coach, I would have bust you up when I played. If I played.
Naturally, yes. I've heard that for years.
Yes. No, but you can tell, not only knowing me as a player, but knowing me as an announcer, the respect, the appreciation, and it's just a different culture. They look and they see a different locker room. They look and they see different ideas, different approaches, that things are being done differently around here. They embrace it. Because the fact is, 36 wins just ain't cutting it.
Exciting days ahead. Any surprises today, or what excited you out on the court today?
Just really watching those guys. You know, I knew that guys were good, but watching them on the floor, we got some special players on the offensive end. And if we get guys to buy in, well, we will get guys that will buy in on the defensive end. I saw a group that can do things on the defensive end. So I wasn't watching a team that couldn't do it. They just wasn't held accountable. They didn't preach it. We will do it every single day, where we will become a very good defensive team.
Mark, what a pleasure for me personally to chat with you today. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your time. Warrior fans really appreciate that. And Warrior fans, be sure and tune into Warriors.com. Throughout the training camp week, we'll be talking to several different people and as well as players. Mark, success, and we'll see you later on.
Thank you so much. Go Warriors.
You got it.